What's up, Warpath? This is Kraken77 coming back with another video today. My top 10 reasons why I think this game is good and super underrated. Um, and I think it just is a great game for people, and I don't think it gets enough credit. So, going at a little bit of 1v1. This is actually two accounts by the same guy, I guess. So just trying to kind of find some people to fight with, kind of at the end of the conquest, just have a little bit of fun. So um, a great way if you guys are struggling for kills is just posting, conquest chat. Does anybody want to fight? Does anybody want to fight and get some rewards and for kills and stuff? So it's super fun. Um, uh, Great way to kind of just 1v1 somebody instead of just having a mass of bases and troops, and you can kind of get lost, so it's super fun to do. Um, Top 10 reasons, let's get this show going. Reason number one that I love this game is you can't steal things from people. You can't take everything you can't pillage and plunder and just take everything that they have just because, a lot of times you can just amass resources to do one upgrade, and a bigger player that has paid a ton of money can just come and take it all, and that's just for me. It kind of ruins the game. Um, I feel like that's a way where they can just say, well, just pay a bunch of money and then you can do it. And this game, it's about building your base, and you can do that at any pace you want. And it's focused more on fighting and controlling territories, and I love that aspect. I love that you can't just look. We're fighting. We're attacking each other's bases, and we're not gaining. We're not just stealing hard-earned resources. It's really not what this game is about. I love that. I actually have trucks right now collecting resources. It's crazy. Um, this truck, if it's completely full of resources, it's on my way back to the base. They can kill it. They can destroy the truck, but I still get the resources it collected. Um, I do have to pay to retrain the truck, which, is honestly, in this case, it's a lot less to retrain it than it is I'm getting resources. And um, quite frankly, a lot of players just don't even necessarily try to kill your trucks because a lot of people appreciate that this is part of the building process, right? You're not here to just ruin somebody's, growth in the game. We're here to fight and play and have fun and just control territories. So it's one of my favorite things. Um, uh, Next reason, number two, is training troops. Okay, I've seen some games where you're training troops for days and days. You go attack somebody twice, and you've wiped out half of the troops it just took you to train, right? I'm. Let's see here. I can put a troop out. Well, my plane right now is attacking. I'm losing a lot of my planes right now. I can come into Air Force. You sit train. That unit's going to be fully trained, fully ready to go in minutes. Okay, I love that aspect. I don't really lose anything. In that, you can see at the top right of my screen, though, there is a feature. I'm going to underline it. It's 8,283 right now. That is my reserves. So as I'm retraining my units, there is a limit to that. And so I can drain that. To drain that would take a long time, depending on what you do. But for me, I don't know if I shouldn't say this, but personally, I don't know if I've ever drained that before. I play very defensively. I try to play, I try not to lose a ton of troops in battle just because, again, you could run out and you're kind of mess yourself over. But my troops here, you can see 96, right? So if I lose that entire unit, I'm going to lose 96 of those reserves. And so basically, if you add that times 5, all of my base units are going to be completely restored if I have 500 reserves, and then I'm at full power as far as my units are concerned. Um, So that's a big thing that I like about this game is I'm not losing days worth of training units, and it's not going to cost me days to rebuild them. It's going to cost me a couple of minutes, and as long as I have 500 reserves, I'm going to be at full power. I love that. This is kind of just a friendly 1v1, so I'm not quite sure if I want to blow this guy's base up completely. But I think we'll be okay here. So again, I'm just going to go train those units, and I have plenty of reserves to keep me going for a long time. Another aspect that I love about this game, and I'm going to show it to you, I think I can show you right now, is relocate feature. Okay, I absolutely love this, your base movement. Some games, you know, it's a big deal to move your base. This game, I'm gonna circle this one time for you guys. Relocate. If I press this, my entire base just up and moves. Boom, I can move this base across the entire map if I so feel like it. Probably one of my favorite, one of my top favorite parts about this game is just literally you can I can relocate and go pretty much anywhere on the map as long as it's open. You can see here this is kind of controlled by another alliance, so I can't land on that, but I can drive across it. All of this, anywhere on the map, I can go to any of my territory. I love that aspect of this game. It's just that free movement for your base. Number 4 is just the depth of this game. Like you can, it's so funny when players that have been, you know, playing for 1-2+ years of this game and just realize something, that there's just so many different aspects of this game. Let's just look here. One of my favorites is when you go to the camps. A little bit of a mention in the base defense is just that stuff like this, where depending on how many units you have, affects what your base is going to do, what your units are going to do. You go into your units. All these attributes are so important. You know, penetration, depth, armor, personnel. All the details in this game are just through the roof. And if you look at buffs, it's a great place to kind of see overall. So you can see, like, I'm getting all these different buffs from just tons of different places. It's just so much in depth in this game, and that's why I really like it. It really makes you think. Officers are hugely, it's so important to kind of go through and read what officers do.
Don't even try to get past me.
And how they're going to buff your units. Number 5, this game is commonly free to play. This game, a lot of players, even at like the top tier conquest levels, legendary, there's a surprising amount of players that are pretty much free to play, if not free to play. A lot of, I would say, I don't know, a high percentage of money that can be spent in this game is just on cosmetics. And cosmetics, in my opinion, don't give you a huge buff, right? They don't give you this huge winning boost. In a lot of ways, it's just kind of for fun. Change your base skin, change your unit skin. That's where a lot of the money can get spent on just silly, you know, stickers and stuff. There's just a lot of ways to spend money that's just fun, and it's not necessarily a pay-to-win game. It's not a pay-to-progress. To progress, you can totally get into high levels of this game just being a free-to-play player. 6 is just the freedom of, it's kind of like your base movement with your troop movement also. It's just incredibly diverse, incredibly, I can basically take any one of these troops, right, go here, from behind, you know, attack over here. I can send this troop here. I can put him on auto attack. There's just so many different elements with your troops, right? We have helicopters. You can literally just fly over things. It takes a little while to get the helicopter. It is a modern unit. but there's just so much movement freedom in this game, and I love that with whether it's your base or your units. Awesome. Number 7, I think this is, it has a really cool atmosphere for like history buffs. Almost all of these units come with descriptions and the attributes of what these units basically came from. Um, Gives you some history facts about them. Um, it's just a really cool aspect as far as the game. There's so many just different units that usually have a pretty awesome like history relevance to pretty much all of these. Super cool. 8, this game can be played with really high amounts of time, and it can be played with relative low amounts of time. I've seen people are posting about they can play this game for 5 minutes a day, no problem at all. And you can spend hours on this game just fighting with people, especially during conquests. So it's super cool as far as flexibility for your time frame. Number 9 is unit combinations. So super cool aspect of this game that just has people thinking of all these units are good at different things and how to put basically a team of 5 together that are going to protect your base, attack in the field, different combinations of that. Maybe you only have units that are good for the field, you have only good units that are good for, base defense or something. So super cool to find some combination of units. I'll go over mine just briefly. The main one is just a tank to soak up damage. The officers on it are giving it a base shield when it's inside my base right now. Just soak up damage. It's a little faster than some of the tanks, and so it's able to maneuver in the field too pretty well. My second unit, anti-tank, is exactly what it says. It's going to burn down those tanks really fast. If they're attacking my base, I can also pop them out. And let's see what we got there. Yeah, so that unit comes out and it can put a hole in a super heavy really quickly. I have some blast damage, not resist, blast damage troops. These are good for bases. They're good for infantry. They're also good against tanks and stuff. Definitely good against artillery. Great for base defense and for definitely for base attacking. Helicopter, it just moves around the battlefield so well. It's versatile. I can chase down a unit from super far away. It just has a lot of mobility and stuff, and it does have some penetration aspects of fighting against enemy tanks. And then I just have another artillery here. Again, good for base defense, good for destroying other people's bases. So you can go, there's so many different unit combinations that is just so awesome about this game. My last thing I really like about this game is just so many new features coming out for number 10. Air Force was added. I feel like it's been integrated really well. I'll take this off of the light mode. You can see that flying around. We have fighter planes that are basically controlling the skies. We have bombers that can just get sent out and just destroy bomb units, depending on the strength of your bomber. Love that aspect, and pretty soon they're going to be Navy coming out, and I'm super pumped for Navy. I hope it's integrated really well. Obviously, there's going to be some balancing issues, but I am so looking forward to sailing around on the water with either a destroyer or under the water in a submarine. Super looking forward to that aspect of this game. So those are 10 of my reasons why I love this game. I think it's underrated and more people should just check it out, especially if you love base defense. I'm going to keep trying to post some more videos for everyone. And as always, guys, stay blessed. So, one.